Hello chat! Today we've got another response video to get through. I watched this video by Eckhartsladder. I'm sure most of you will know who he is by now, but in case you don't know him, he makes content centered around sci-fi stuff like Halo and Star Wars. He made a video about Imperial Stormtroopers versus UNSC Marines, and I think it's mostly fine, but there's one major thing I disagree with him on. So, join me on this journey as we explore my take and why I think his eventual verdict is incorrect. The Stormtrooper Corps is an elite branch of the Imperial Army. Contrary to popular belief, they are actually not terrible shots. During the events of A New Hope, the Stormtroopers on the Death Star were specifically ordered not to kill our rebel protagonists, so that the Empire could follow them back to the secret rebel base. Leia even mentions their escape feeling too easy.
That doesn't sound too hard. They let us go. It's the only explanation for the ease of our escape.
Are they away?
They've just made the jump into hyperspace.
You're sure the homing beacon is secure aboard their ship?
Ben Kenobi even says this about the marksmanship of Stormtroopers.
And these last points, too accurate for sand people. Only Imperial Stormtroopers are so precise.
The strength of your average Imperial soldier depends on the strength of the individual wearing the armor, and I don't think we really have a reliable metric for how to measure that. Same for the Marines. Because of this, I will assume all soldiers on both sides are equivalent to fit human athletes to keep them relative. Stormtrooper cadets could be recruited at the ripe age of 13 and sent to the academy to be trained for all sorts of combat scenarios. Stormtroopers are equipped with the standard armor and the E11 blaster rifle. The E11 is an effective and powerful weapon with a rapid rate of fire that fires high-power plasma bolts that are especially effective in close quarters. Their armor effectiveness differs in canon and legends. Generally, Stormtroopers are not immediately killed by blaster bolts. Their armor is made of plastoid, and it's designed to, essentially, disperse the energy from a blaster bolt, causing the wearer to simply be incapacitated rather than killed. Stormtroopers weren't incredibly tactically sound. Their actual war experience is kind of meh, considering they were only fighting ragtag rebels with limited resources. They're good enough, but they're not all tactical geniuses. Overall, the Stormtrooper is a skilled combatant that was feared across the galaxy. But are they good enough to compete with UNSC Marines? The UNSC Marines are part of a branch of the United Nations Space Command designed to operate alongside the UNSC Navy and operate in deep space. Marines were used to fight human insurrectionists and the alien invaders known as the Covenant during the Human-Covenant War. When looking at the training of a UNSC Marine, I'd like to look at the real world for just a moment. I understand that Halo is a fictional universe, but just let me out. For US Marines, their training process is a 13-week-long boot camp that is incredibly demanding, both physically and mentally. They're trained to become talented weapon experts and skilled martial artists. Eckharts claims that Stormtroopers would be better martial artists due to the fact that they are fighting rebels, other humans, rather than the overpowered alien opponents Marines will face more often. But I think this is a really weird thing to say. The Marines were fighting human insurrectionists before facing off against the Covenant. They should have plenty of experience fighting other people, and even if they aren't very experienced, they'll still likely be trained to fight in hand-to-hand combat. One thing I will say about Marine training is that they were likely given less time in the oven when compared to Stormtroopers. Eck even points out himself that the Stormtroopers aren't fighting a losing war, meanwhile the Marines are. The UNSC is more desperate. They're more likely to pump out soldiers more quickly, even if they aren't the most well-trained they could be. For this matchup, there will be 2 squads of 6 going up against each other. Since there are 6 Marines, I'll give 3 of them assault rifles while the other 3 get DMRs. Marines don't have armor like Stormtroopers do. Their armor doesn't cover the entire body, but their armor plating is made of titanium carbide. Like I said, the Marines are equipped to deal with human insurrectionists, meaning their equipment is designed to protect them from kinetic weapons. Marine armor unfortunately does not protect well against plasma weapons, at all. Marines are far more experienced in actual combat than Stormtroopers are. The Marines have faced off against human insurrectionists, but their most impressive foes are the Covenant. Marines have faced off against elites, brutes, hunters. These are extremely dangerous alien species that showcase feats of superhuman strength, incredible speed, and skill. They're very good at what they do. Marines face more dangerous opponents more often and therefore will have better experience on the battlefield than a Stormtrooper. Now, time for the verdict. X video is, overall, very well put together. I agree with most of what he says throughout, but I just have slight issue with his verdict. He says that Stormtroopers will be able to take down Marines in like 1 or 2 shots, and I think this is totally correct. He also says that Marines could penetrate Stormtrooper armor, although a few of their initial shots might bounce off before penetrating the armor. This heavily depends. If we're talking canon, I think the Marines win 7 times out of 10. In Disney canon, we've seen many examples of Stormtrooper armor literally shattering from blunt force impact. Stormtroopers can even be stabbed through their armor. High-powered kinetic rifles will absolutely shred through their armor in canon, and the Marines will have a higher chance of victory, in my opinion, because automatic rifles are going to be superior weapons of choice in the scenario if both sides are practically one-shot kills. If we're talking Legends, it's an entirely different story. It's been stated before that Stormtrooper armor is impenetrable to kinetic weapons. Bullets won't get through their armor, at least not in time. I mean, this is why slug throwers aren't common anymore in the Star Wars universe. It's clear that advancements in armor like this have just made them obsolete compared to blasters. If we take Stormtroopers from Legends, the Stormtroopers win 10 out of 10 times, in my opinion. Their armor will just be too good. Like I said, I overall like Eckhart's video, and I think he's mostly spot on, but I just don't think his verdict was 100% accurate. No hate or disrespect to him. I think he's got a really cool channel. I just disagree with a couple of things he said. What do you think? Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Discord, and have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is you're having. Bye-bye.